Good evening and welcome. I'm Chris Barnell.
Reporting from Moscow.
Tbilisi.
Times Square. May your dreams be your only boundaries in life.
Welcome to Inspiring Leaders. I am Donna Chandler Newman, Executive Director of Leadership Germantown, and thank you for watching our program. Through this show, we meet community leaders and we examine how they're using their unique talents and skill sets to make a difference. And through our discussions, we hope to inspire others to discover and to share their own leadership abilities for the overall betterment of our community. Our citizens are always keenly interested in our children and in their schools. And our community is richly blessed with a multitude of excellent schools, both public and private. And then there are a few jewels sprinkled among us, and among them, and including one of those, is the very special treasure in the heart of Germantown, and that is Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. In this first portion of our show, we'll meet Teresa Schwartz, Executive Director of Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. And in our second segment of our show, Teresa will be joined by Rocky Janda, Treasurer of the Board of Directors for Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. In the last segment of our show, we'll get an update on Leadership Germantown from Rocky Janda, who's also on the Board of Directors for Leadership Germantown. Now joining us now is Teresa Schwartz, Executive Director of Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. Welcome, Teresa.
Hi, Donna.
I'm so glad you're with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, let me understand, how did you first get involved with Memphis Oral School for the Deaf, and tell us a little bit about your personal history.
I visited the school when I was in high school and decided then and there that this is what I wanted to spend the rest of my life doing, and I'm still doing it a long time later.
Really?
Yeah.
In high school?
In high school.
That's amazing. Very few of us know what we're going to do when we're in high school, do we?
I've been really blessed to know that from the beginning.
So it's really a passion then, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and now how did you get hooked up with Memphis Oral School for the Deaf specifically, though?
Well, I wanted a challenge. I wanted to be a teacher, but I kind of wanted an extra challenge. So helping deaf children learn to talk seemed like that challenge, and it's a possibility, and they can do it, and then they can lead independent lives without depending on a sign language interpreter.
That's really wonderful. It's
Yeah.
a great step forward, isn't it?
It is.
It is. Well, first tell us, what's the mission of Memphis Oral School for the Deaf?
The mission is to empower deaf children to listen, learn, and talk. And so all of the activities, everything that we do is to help fill them up with language, give them something to talk about, and then help them learn to express themselves orally.
So basically they can live, as you said, a completely independent
life, right.
That's terrific. Now, Memphis Oral School for the Deaf is not a brand new facility in any way whatsoever,
No.
even though you have a beautiful new building, by the way.
Right.
Tell us a little about the history, and also tell us, how'd you get that gorgeous building out here on Poplar in Germantown?
Okay, the school started in 1959, and a family had to make a tough decision to send their child all the way to St. Louis to live in a dormitory when he was 5 years old, just so he could learn to talk. It was the Taylor family, and when they returned to Memphis, they decided to start a school here so that no other parent would ever have to make that tough decision. So in 1959, the Taylor family, with the help of the East Memphis Exchange Club, started the school, and we've been in business now for 55 years.
That is amazing. Honestly, I had no idea that it was born out of that kind of, that's a tragic thing to do. What a decision to send your child
Very
away at
difficult.
5 years old.
Right.
So these families are truly blessed to have this in our midst.
And we are one of just 50 schools in the world that do what we do. So we serve an area, the next closest schools are Jackson, Mississippi, Nashville, and St. Louis. So
oh my gosh.
we serve a big geographic area. So still parents are making a trek. Some come from Ripley, Mississippi, or Brownsville, Tennessee. We have people that come from all over.
So it's still a commitment to come that far.
Right.
So now, and you don't take all children. What kinds of deafness do they experience, if you will, in order to be able to be helped by your facility?
Well, we actually take children, any children with hearing loss, and so many of our children wear hearing aids, and some wear cochlear implants. So the ones who are profoundly deaf have cochlear implants, and they can get benefit from those and still be able to learn to talk.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You're, I've visited your facility, of course, and it's absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and you have extremely committed teachers.
Yes.
Tell me about some of those teachers.
Well, I've got one teacher that drives from Ripley, Mississippi, and one that drives from Millington every day. So everyone who works at the school is extremely committed to this and to helping the parents get those children ready to go to kindergarten in their own school districts.
Are they as passionate as you are?
Yes.
I bet they are.
They are. They can't work there.
Oh my goodness. I think that's, and most of your teachers, you don't have a lot of turnover, do you?
No, we rarely have any turnover.
Because of the level of commitment and the passion, right?
Right.
So, okay, so I have a child with a hearing loss, and I don't actually, but if I did, and I brought my child to you, and I let them out of the car, and they're ready to come into school. Tell me about a typical day.
Oh, there's a greeting committee. As soon as the child gets out of the car, there's usually a lot of teachers kind of waiting for them to arrive. And then we do typical activities that you would do in a preschool, but ours are charged with language. So we might do a cooking activity, and if the child wants to participate, they've got to be able to talk to participate. So if we're making cookies and you really want one, you've got to ask for it. So we provide opportunities to give them the impetus to talk, and so that motivates them, and then they just begin communicating. And once they get it, it's just almost like a Helen Keller moment. When they realize that their words can produce results, then they're in, and they're going to continue talking.
That's amazing. I mean, I haven't seen a kid yet that doesn't want a cookie, so
Right.
that's quite a,
Right.
so they'd accept that challenge. Well, okay, so it's a preschool.
Right.
What ages are there? I never did ask that.
Okay, they begin as soon as they get a diagnosis, and so oftentimes they get a diagnosis when they leave the hospital.
As a
birth.
newborn?
As a newborn.
Really?
And as soon as the parents are aware that they have a hearing loss, they're referred to Memphis Oral School, and we begin working with the parents to help them become the child's first teacher. And then when they're 2, they can start our day school program. And so from ages 2 to 6, they can come and visit.
And at
every
6, they're what, mainstreamed?
They're mainstreamed. Most of them actually are mainstreamed when they're 5.
Really? You know, my daughter went to Lausanne, and we had someone in our school
Right.
that was from Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. He's now gone on to become a doctor, and he's doing his residency now.
I know him.
Yes.
Yes, I taught him. And actually, another one of the students that went to Lausanne is now working for the Cochlear Implant Company as a public speaker, and she's profoundly deaf. So that's a remarkable story, too.
It is. I mean, you must have tons of those kinds of stories,
Yes,
don't
if you stay around long enough, you do have a lot of
I
stories.
bet you do. And how long have you been there at Memphis Oral School?
Oh, over 20 years.
Have you really? You know, I still can't get past how gorgeous your new facility is. Tell me about how in the world did you guys get that facility?
We were so blessed to raise the money. We raised $2 million and built that facility before the stock market crash.
Yeah.
And so Kingsway Christian Church already had the church and the chapel, and they wanted to build a community building. We got on board and raised all the money and gave the building to the church, and now they maintain it for us. And so that is a wonderful cooperative effort that we have.
It is, and quite a blessing,
Yes,
too. It
yes,
really
yes, yes,
is.
for both of us.
And so I know we depend, in a few minutes, we're also going to see one of your board of directors. We actually depend on the board of directors significantly to help you through a lot of this,
With
right?
the fundraising especially.
I would think so. We're going to get into that in a few minutes at our next segment and when we're joined. And so anyhow, thank you so much for that, and I'm looking forward to talking more with you. Thank you. We're going to pause now for a short break, and when we return, Teresa and I will be joined by Rocky Janda, treasurer of their board of directors, as we continue learning about Memphis Oral School for the Deaf.
You can now watch your favorite Germantown community television shows from anywhere in the world. GHS-TV is streaming online, live 24/7. A viewing screen displays our channel just like you see on television. Simply visit our website at www.ghstv.org. So log on and enjoy hometown news from anywhere in the world, only at GHS-TV.org.
Every day is so wonderful, and suddenly it's hard to breathe.
Would it be okay if I sat here?
Is she serious? Whatever. New girl.
Sing away. Yes, words can't bring me down.
Reaching out. Pass it on.
So don't you bring me
A message
down.
from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back. We're pleased to continue our discussion with Teresa Schwartz, Executive Director of Memphis Oral School for the Deaf, and to be joined by Rocky Janda, Treasurer of the Board of Directors of Memphis Oral School for the Deaf. Thank you both for being here today. I appreciate it. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that both of you are graduates of Leadership Germantown. You are 2008, right, Teresa?
That's right.
2011 for you,
Yes,
Rocky?
that's what it was.
That's
Good, I'm glad you remembered.
Well, anyhow, I got to tell you on behalf of Leadership Germantown, we appreciate you both giving back in the community and all that you do.
Absolutely.
Now, Rocky, I know that this isn't what you do for a living. You actually own a company called Pop Solutions, right?
Right, POP.
A branding and marketing firm.
Correct.
Yeah, and matter of fact, thank you for the pen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When it runs out of ink, I'll get you another one.
I'm sure you will. Thank you very much. Well, and I also know that you sit on a number of boards around the city. But one in particular has always spoken to your heart, and that is Memphis
Right.
Oral School. How did you get involved with Memphis Oral School for the Deaf?
Well, Pam Green in my office, is, who's my right hand, is a freelance writer. And she had gone over to do something for Skirt magazine or something. I can't remember what she was over there for. But when she came back, she said, Rocky, you've got to go see this place. And I said, no, I'm involved in enough things. I don't need to. And then they had an event that brought in leaders in the community, and somehow I got an invitation. I'm not sure how. So I went, and sure enough, I got captured. It was incredible. And I was on a committee for a while, and then they came and asked me to be on the board, and which I was good. But that school is something else. It is unbelievable to me.
You know, one time you told me, when you were describing it to me, you said there's a miracle going on over
Yes,
there.
every day. It's just hard. In fact, I'm getting tingled. I have so much trouble. I cannot go to the classrooms because I get so happy. It's almost like tears come to my eyes. I mean, I really do have, don't I, Teresa?
You really do.
I have trouble because it's unbelievable to me. We have deaf children that can hear and talk, and I mean, it's just, and once they get to know you, they come and hug you, and it's just, it's incredible what's going on. But I have to sort of stay in the hallway when we're bringing people in. Occasionally I can go in, but I just get overwhelmed with it. It's so incredible what's going on.
It truly
there.
is. It's real rewarding to be on the board, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But
It
it's
is
also
very-
a job to be on the board, I know.
Yes, it's not one of these honor type things. It's like the Leadership Germantown board.
It's a working board,
It's a
right?
working board.
Well, tell me about it being, how many people are on the board and what kinds of things do you do?
16, is that
16,
okay? We
16.
just added 3 people.
Yeah.
The main thing, I guess, is that we help with the policy and procedures, and then we also help with, obviously as a treasurer, I'm helping with the budget and the budgetary things. But we are basically fundraising to a certain extent. We do. That's the majority of the things we try to keep our eye on. That's for sure. That we have 2 or 3 big things, but 2 that the golf tournament, and then also our speakeasy.
Now, you just had the golf tournament October 2nd, right?
Right.
So, and highly successful, I'm sure.
Yes.
As always, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me a little bit
Except
about...
for my game, of course.
Well, your game, yeah. Rocky, they can't help that.
That's right, they can't, no.
But the speakeasy, I know, is your biggest fundraiser, isn't
Right,
it?
yes.
When is that this upcoming year?
It's April the 18th.
Okay, because I want
Which
to
is
mark
a
my
Saturday,
calendar now.
right.
And
Absolutely.
I understand, I did not make it last year, but I understand it's the event to
We
be.
noted that, by the way.
I
that
know you did,
yeah.
But I know that it's the place to be. It's the event to go
Great.
to every
It's at
year.
the Great Hall
so
in Germantown.
The Great
Yes.
Hall in Germantown,
Yes.
April 18th. Tell me what goes on at the speakeasy.
Actually, I'll have Teresa tell you that because I'm going around shaking hands trying to get money from people.
That's your job.
That's my job.
It's a gala, and we have a band and dancing and restaurants. We usually have 7 or 8 restaurants that bring their best appetizers and dinner items, and then we have a silent auction and a live auction.
Well, I got to tell you about the live auction. this last time, they had this watch that Bob Richards brought or donated, and I was going after it, and after I got it, I realized I already had it.
And then he donated it back to the auction, and we sold it again. So he bought it, and someone else bought it.
Oh, that's that's amazing.
I kept thinking, I really like that watch.
Yeah, and now you know why.
I don't know why.
That's too funny. That's great.
I was like, wait a minute, I already have that watch.
It's a great party, though, isn't
Oh,
it?
it
is a
is.
great
It's
party.
great.
It's
Yes,
really a
A lot of
absolutely.
fun.
Well,
Wonderful.
okay, so you can't fund the entire program from that. Do you charge tuition to the students?
We do, and it's on a sliding fee scale based on their parents' income. And so the help that we do get is scholarship assistance for the children.
I see, I see. So you basically raise your funding from a little bit of tuition, probably direct donations.
Right.
Yes.
And then your events, right?
United Way.
And the scholarships.
And United Way, right?
And
The big
United
part.
Way, God
And then
love them.
the Subsidium ladies also make contributions to the school.
You know, I remember for years going to Subsidium, and I think it even said Oral School for the Deaf behind it, Memphis Oral School for the Deaf.
Right.
Now they're not exactly directly affiliated, but they're very, very kind,
They're
aren't they?
and they're still involved.
Involved,
Yeah,
and
right.
that's what counts, isn't it?
Right.
Okay, so if anybody right now was listening to this program, what kinds of volunteers do you need?
We actually need help with events. You know, when we do the speakeasy or the golf tournament, we need extra hands on deck. And then anybody's always welcome to come and read stories to the children or be involved in a smaller way.
See, I think that's really,
Yeah.
that for me, if I came in and read stories to the children, you got me, you know?
That might be how we got
Absolutely.
Rocky.
Yeah, that's exactly how you got Rocky. So, I mean,
They're
honestly, it's such a wonderful, I guess in my lifetime, and you guys may feel the same, I don't know that I ever thought we'd see people with hearing loss speaking
Right.
so eloquently
And
and
you know-
having normal lives.
And they sound like a typical child.
Absolutely.
They don't sound deaf. They can learn to match pitch. They play musical instruments. They talk on cell phones. It's just like anybody else. It's just remarkable.
For me, that's really, really shocking and,
Yeah.
and very inspiring, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, seeing what how the parents react to their child being able to hear. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of emotion involved when you find out that you have this deaf child or hearing loss child, and they are just overwhelmed with their gratification.
Yeah,
and I mean,
Sure they are.
it's just incredible.
Okay, so if this is speaking to my heart right now and I want to get involved, what website, who do I call, what do I do?
www.mosdkids.org, and
Okay.
that's the place to go and learn all about the school and see our children live on there too. You can see them on film.
That's wonderful. Thank you guys so much. Thanks so much for all that you do, and thanks for being here today with us.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity.
We're going to take a break now, but be sure to stay with us. When we return, Rocky Janda will he'll switch to his Leadership Germantown board member hat, and he'll share with us some of the exciting upcoming plans for Leadership Germantown.
You've watched it over the span of 3 decades. We've dedicated ourselves to making it a fantastic community show. And the Alliance for Community Media has named GHS-TV's Crosstalk the best informational program in the country. From coverage of important area issues and events to conversations with high-profile local, national, and international personalities, Crosstalk keeps you informed and entertained. Don't miss Crosstalk, produced entirely by the students of Germantown High School. The news show airs each week only on Germantown Community Television, cable channel 17.
Wow. College already.
Yeah. We gotta go.
For all the truth that you made,
I love you.
for all the joy you brought to
I love you too, Daddy.
You're the one who saw me
And thanks for everything.
through. Were my strength when
Gratitude. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
I'm Donna Chandler Newman with Leadership Germantown, and you're watching Inspiring Leaders. Leadership Germantown is a nonprofit organization which exists to help cultivate and encourage leaders to step up and make our community even better. And that's really the mission of Leadership Germantown, to build a better community, one leader at a time. Joining us now, again, is Rocky Janda of the Board of Directors of Leadership Germantown. Thank you, Rocky, for putting on your Leadership Germantown hat.
Thank you for letting me do it.
I'm very glad you're with us. Now, you were in the class of 2011.
Correct.
Tell me how you got in that class. Why did you get involved with Leadership Germantown?
Well, I actually graduated from Germantown High School a long time ago, and I thought I knew everything about Germantown, you know, and a lot of my friends were working for the city, and a couple of them recommended that, hey, you know, Leadership Germantown might be a good thing. I said, oh, I already know everything about Germantown. You know, I've been here a long time. And they said, no, you don't. And sure enough, I didn't. It was incredible. They nominated me, and you all allowed me to be part of it. You know, I'd moved my business here in 2003, and so I thought I knew everything about the community. I do not. This really does give you, it opens up your eyes about all the different facets of the city and those things that are available to you in the hospitals and everything else. It was just an excellent thing.
Well, you know, the purpose is to develop leadership skills and to engage people
Right.
and to expose them to what's available. So you think that we did that? okay?
Absolutely. In fact, as you overexposed me because I became alderman got the next year, I said, you know, I want to be part of the service to the community, and because I saw the different things that I thought maybe I could help with. But yeah, Leadership Germantown inspired me to become alderman.
Well, that's amazing. I'm
yeah.
glad to hear that. And tell you the truth,
Absolutely.
that's to the benefit of our city as well, as you
Yeah.
know.
Thank
You
you.
were involved
Yeah.
in much more than that, though. Memphis Oral School for the Deaf.
Right,
You
right.
sit on our board as well.
Right.
You're involved with our church.
Right.
Our Lady
Yeah.
Perpetual Help Catholic
OLPH,
Church.
the men's club.
The men's
right.
club and all.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
involved there as well. And what else? I mean,
Well, we have
do you
all these commissions that you have to be involved in the city, that's for
Because-
sure. And that's sort of, you know, pretty well taken up my whole time frame. In fact, my wife has to have a calendar each week to know where I am and whether she's going to see me or not. That's for sure.
Oh, and you have a company, too.
That's right. I have a company. I have to make money every once in a while, too, which some days is more important.
Yeah. So, all right. So right now, in October, what is Leadership Germantown doing right now?
We're recruiting.
Yeah?
We are recruiting. We need some more leaders to go through our program. And I think we take up to about 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think
but-
somewhere between 20 to 25.
So we're out there trying to, as the board members, we're trying to recruit those people that we think it'd be very advantageous to them and also an asset to our community.
You know, as a business owner, did you see benefits coming back to you from Leadership Germantown?
Yes, absolutely. There was an awful lot of contacts involved. You know, networking is how you really build your business. Tremendous amount of networking with people that I didn't think would have a need for me, you know, as far as my business goes. You know, it just,
Really?
it's of course, I always like to think that everybody's potentially a customer, but some of them, you know, I was surprised. I was very, very surprised.
So basically, you made some business contacts you weren't
Yes,
expecting.
absolutely.
And some other networking too?
Other networking, which also helped me with the city. Okay, I mean, it's on a constant basis because there are people that have capabilities that I didn't know they had, or they have insight that I don't have. And you know, obviously, I don't know everything. And it's nice to be able to grab people that do know that particular facet of what I'm looking for and everything. And that's Leadership Germantown it's a good list to go to when you need some input.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
for
what?
sure.
That's exactly what we really want to be.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that.
Absolutely.
We like to feel that we have a ripple effect through the city as to what kinds of things are happening and how to make it better.
Oh yeah,
So-
you're doing a good job.
Well, thank you, and that's thanks to the
Yeah.
board of directors too, as you know. Now, tell me this though: as an alderman, do you think there's benefit to the city for having Leadership Germantown? What kind of direct benefits do you see?
Absolutely. I mean, to me, it's like a primer for commissions. I mean, we need people that are interested in our city, and once you've seen what's going on in Leadership Germantown with all the different departments we go to and all the different county, city, public works, all those different things. It's really gives you some insight to know what it costs, first of all. I mean, I'm on the Financial Advisory Commission and the personnel. So I've got to tell you that I look to see if someone's been through Leadership Germantown before I even assign them to one of my commissions. And not everybody has, but because some people have some expertise and hadn't had a chance to come yet.
Yeah, that's true.
And they
But-
need to.
Yeah, and then you recruit them.
That's right. Then I recruit them. Say,
Well,
guess what? You need to be on doing this.
In fact, we've been grateful for the city, and the city actually seems to feel very strongly about this. It's on the commission application. What
Right.
Leadership
That's
Germantown
right.
class did you graduate from?
Yeah, it's
So-
pretty important. It's nice to, I mean, you know that people have had great insight on what's going on, and versus just, and also most of our commissions are working commissions. I mean, they're not. In Especially, I can't think of one commission that's not a working commission, too.
Exactly.
There's no honorary commissions around here.
Yeah, and why not take advantage of a lot
right.
of the expertise that's available?
That's right.
Right?
And we've got some great expertise in this community.
Yeah. Well, all right, so back to your Leadership Germantown experience. Did you have a favorite session that you went through? There are 10 sessions, of course, from January to June.
Right.
Did you have a favorite session?
You mean after Team Trek?
Oh, yeah, I know,
The
yeah.
Team Trek has to be your favorite.
Yes, it
has to be.
does.
If it's not your favorite,
And
then you
describe
probably
to me
don't-
Team Trek and why.
Well, it's basically taking responsibility for yourself and being a team. And it's I hate to spill the beans on it because everybody's apprehensive about it when they're going and they really don't know what's going on. You know? So, but it's definitely team builder, and being responsible for yourself. I mean, you've got to take responsibility for what you're doing and how things are going on. And I have that little card they gave us that I have that in my office sitting there, along with some other sayings, like do the right thing, not the easy thing.
Yeah, it surprised me. People had told me ahead of time that Team Trek was life-changing.
Right.
And I wasn't certain that I believed that, because when I went through Leadership Germantown, we didn't have Team Trek. It's only been since 2007.
Yeah, it's definitely leadership changing. I mean, I don't like retreats and I don't like those things. Well, I've changed.
I know.
It's that I like those things.
I think
it's
that's
important.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's really
unbelievable.
good. So you would encourage, what kind of person would you think would want to join Leadership Germantown?
Well, someone that cares about
Yes.
the community. I think that's, if you don't care about your community, I wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
Someone that wants to learn about your community would be another one. Someone that wants to have their assets utilized.
Well, I think that's a great summary for the candidate we're looking for,
Yep.
and I certainly am glad that you came to Leadership Germantown
I
and that you
do.
continue to give back to leadership,
Yeah.
to Germantown itself, too.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And thank you for being with us today for Inspiring Leaders. We appreciate our guests on today's show, Teresa Schwartz and Rocky Janda. If you'd like further information on our Leadership Germantown program, please call us or visit our website, leadershipgermantown.org. If you're interested in the air dates of Inspiring Leaders or of any other show on GHS-TV, you can watch our station on GHS-TV.org, where we're streaming live 24 hours a day. You can keep up with GHS-TV by visiting our website. We hope you'll like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Thank you again for joining us, and be sure to watch our show, Inspiring Leaders, again next month.